from New York. It's a show that is congratulating Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And Brew, did you hear this?
No.
I knew it.
Oh, you didn't hear about the news at all?
I'm not all on Taylor Swift.
Brew is the only man in America that doesn't know this yet.
That's the only thing it can be, right?
He's the best. Can you believe that?
I'm a grown, give me the camera. I'm a grown man.
Bro,
all right? I'm not
all over the
getting
news.
excited about celebrities getting engaged. All right?
I'm a grown man, too.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm a grown man.
I got work. So they engaged? Is that
Yes,
what
they're engaged. That's not what I was teeing you up
Congratulations.
for.
I knew he wasn't
Travis
going to
is
know.
from Cleveland. I like Travis. Congratulations. That's great.
I knew he wasn't going to know, bro.
I had a whole nother thing. I was going to say, did you hear that Nick wants to get invited to the wedding?
No, I mean,
I'm sure that, too.
That's
What?
It's Travis's business. Who they invite to their wedding? If Patrick were to like renew his vows, I'd be invited to that. Travis getting married to Taylor Swift.
Why didn't you invite Travis to your wedding? We were in Kansas
Right,
City.
we were there.
You know, that
mayor was down.
That was a controversial decision by me because my wife wanted me to.
You should have.
It felt like an overstep.
Well, it was.
Like you said yesterday.
What?
Let's hang out. With
No,
Mike.
that's
why
why
Mike
that's
cut
what it
him
was.
off.
No, that's not what. See, that's not what happened at all. On either instance, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. But congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
And Brew.
I had no idea.
We start with Purdy's lessons. 2024 was a disappointing year, even though his passer rating was solid.
Can that even go together?
Yes.
Disappointing and solid passer rating.
I'll just do the read.
I mean,
It's in the read.
I can add to it. I will later. But
Purdy explaining his flawed thought process that sent him down the wrong path to Albert Breer in Sports Illustrated. I was trying to do too much. I felt this pressure on myself that I need to be this Superman type guy. Not Superman himself, just a Superman type guy. Both from Iowa. One was an alien, but still. There were some moments when I was like, dude, you've got to go back to the basics. It doesn't matter who's out there, low-key diss. The way Kyle calls plays, you run it right, just like your rookie year, and it works. Stick to that and be consistent.
wow.
A classic 2, if there was ever a classic 2.
Thank you, KW.
Brew, do you owe anyone here an apology?
Well, Nick Wright, I will give you props because you did say you didn't fear it, but you said Brock is going to try to do too much because he was talking about Tom Brady and all that.
Yeah.
And he admitted it. All right. So I'll give you props.
Thanks.
But the real winner here.
What? No, this is. This could break the show.
Wilds.
This could break the show.
What did I say all last year going into the season? What was my mantra?
Never wavered. He will be better, but maybe the record won't be as good. Never wavered.
The stats will drop. He won't be as productive, but he will be a better quarterback.
Yep.
And Brock Purdy today, August 25th,
I think.
6th, 2025.
Wow, I was a day off.
Is a better quarterback today than he was a year ago because he had this experience.
Okay.
No. I got a long way to go.
Classic one.
I got a long way to go. He had to have, Nick, he had to go out there without his Avengers and see what he could do and what he couldn't do. Now he knows. And so now Brock Purdy going forward will be even better. And what I say even better,
maybe the pass rating will be 75 now.
Yeah, here's why I said even better. Because look at these numbers. This is what he was. Brock Purdy was far from the problem.
So this is where I'm going.
Hold on. Yards per pass, which you really respect.
I do.
3rd in the league. Yards per game, 5th in the league. Obviously, passer rating 13th, but ahead of greats like Mahomes, C.J. Stroud, Matthew Stafford. Rushing yards among quarterbacks, 11th and then 6th. Those are both career highs. He became better with his feet.
Which he said
and in adjusted, which I know this is another thing Nick respects. Adjusted EPA.
I don't actually respect that.
Okay, you should. Because adjusted expected points
Expected points added.
All
I
right,
know what it
But
means.
adjusted means you take away
I know.
all the
Bro,
things, so now you can focus on the quarterback. Guess what he was last year?
He's super high. He's top 4, I would imagine. Maybe number.
He was 4.
Okay, 4,
now
yeah.
you might say, yeah, of course, with McCaffrey.
No, I
and
might
Ayuk
not.
and
I
Debo,
might say that.
But without, well, here, this lends credence to the adjusted EPA.
Oh my God.
Number 1 was Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2 was Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
Number 3 was Josh Allen.
Wow.
Number 5 was Lamar Jackson.
Can I say something?
So I'm just saying, it's a legit
All
stat.
right, can I
Yeah,
go,
good stat.
please?
Yeah, you can go because
All right, so
there
here's the
it
deal.
is.
Yeah.
But props.
We
Props.
don't want
I'm
to
giving
be
you props.
an adjusted EPA show.
No,
I'm
but
letting you know right
it's
now.
a legitimate
something.
statistic.
So here's the deal.
Right.
If I may now go for a moment.
Yeah, we're in 7.
You always get to go. Don't act like you don't get to talk on this show. I mean, my goodness.
Literally everything I've said about Purdy has been proven correct and validated by his own words. And you two have, and I hesitate to use this word, but I will, gaslit the audience.
Oh, come on.
By accusing me of moving the goalposts when it has been all that you two have done.
Kill predictions.
KW, you
There's something down there. I might pull
have
out.
prayed at
Hear
the
what you're saying.
altar
Of what?
of quarterback wins.
Yeah, I'm not-
And then when they win 6 games, you then come at me like there's nothing he can do to prove it right. When the opposite is true for you. It means even when they win 6 games, you still think he's fine, even though all you care about is quarterback wins. Chris Broussard, you have gone from, yes, he has Drew Brees potential, to
I'm still there. I'm still there.
You're still, okay.
Drew Brees had 3 straight 7-win seasons. I mean, it happens.
What was his EPA?
I said,
I don't know, but it wasn't.
I said he was a product of the stars in the system. We saw him without the stars, and he just credited the system. I said,
I told him not to do it.
Brew, let me finish if you would.
Go ahead.
I said that the Tom
broke.
Brady
Maybe
quote
that's
last offseason was concerning.
That was good.
And you both said I was making a mountain out of a molehill, that I was being unfair. And I said last year's training camp interceptions that we were tracking, thanks to our friend Grant Cohn, might have been a sign of things to come. And you all said I was being unfair. And then Brew, all offseason, has, in my opinion, relied on the audience.
Keep saying that.
What?
That I'm backing away from Purdy?
No, that's not what I'm about to say at all. I mean, I think it's quite the opposite. Said that all of my skepticism is about QB wins. You've just said, oh, you're a QB wins guy.
You become a big QB wins
But I'm
guy
not,
with
though.
Purdy.
It's that I remember the games. I remember the losses. I remember week 2. Yes, they lost. When they scored 17 points, he had multiple turnovers, and he said to Brian Flores, that scheme is crazy.
Well,
I remember.
That's true.
That
was
true.
true.
Okay,
That's
okay,
I
but
wouldn't
that was
lead with
the-
that.
well,
Brian Flores' scheme is crazy.
If I may, I'm just going to lead in the chronological
I'm
order
telling
of the
you,
games.
don't say that it's Brian Flores' defense is good is like the black mark on Brock Purdy's performance. I'm saying that's an unwise thing to lead with.
Okay, I disagree.
Pick something else.
Okay, week 5.
Give me a bad team that he lost to. That would have been good.
Week 5 in Arizona,
That's
when
good.
he blew the game at midfield with a minute left.
Perfect.
Week 7 against the Chiefs, when he had 3 turnovers and a 37 rating. Week 11, when he threw for 150 in a loss where they scored 17 against Seattle. Week 13, when they didn't throw for 100 yards and they scored 10 points against Buffalo. And then despite all that, in week 15, when they controlled their own destiny, despite having that bad of a year, and he threw the season away in a 3-point game against the Rams, the interception. I remember how they lost those games. It's not that they lost those games. It's that the offense didn't work. He turned the ball over, and he looked like a worse player.
The offense was 13th in the league.
Right.
Hold on. In points per game. The defense was 29th. All right? They averaged 23 points a game. I think that's more than the Chiefs. All right? But the defense gave up 29. Or 25 points a game. The defense was 29th in the league. That was a bigger problem. They were 5-5 until Trent Williams got hurt, his great left tackle.
Yes.
That was a bigger problem. Special teams was bad. Like, Purdy wasn't what he was 2 years ago as far as statistics and production, but he was the least of their problems.
So, and that's the point that I'm making that I fundamentally disagree. I don't think when you look at those games where his turnovers turned the game,
like that,
it can be the least of his problems. But, Brew, it is far from me believing you're out on the Niners. I think you're likely, it's predictions week, we'll see in an hour. I think you're all in on the Niners. I think that it is over. Oh, no.
No one wants this.
No.
Literally, no one wants to do this. No one wants to come here and argue and then have Hubs bring out flowers.
This is
to you. Do you want to read it?
I don't know. I think you should probably read it. It's to Brew.
Oh, it's to Brew.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead.
This is not.
I do like the music.
This is not how the show is supposed to work.
What do you mean?
You can't just go making bits for other people.
This is, I don't know what you're talking about. You need your glasses?
I just hope there's no lipstick.
I brought my glasses because I knew we were going to do these stupid bits.
I had no idea.
I guarantee there's
I'm in
lipstick
the dark
on here. I guarantee there's lipstick on here. I told you guys. Someone's up in the office kissing vanilla envelopes.
All right, let me hear this.
I don't want to do this.
I haven't made my pick yet, so maybe Nick
Also,
will
I think
sway
it's
me.
inappropriate for Broussard. Guys, a man of faith. Get letters that say, hey there, with a wink.
I am a married man.
Yeah. It seems we've both been admirers of each other for a while now. So, it being predictions week and all, I figured I'd shoot my shot and see if you consider making it official by making me an honest take and committing to the 49ers winning the NFC West and the entire NFC. Can't wait to hear from you.
That's a step too far.
You are... What?
That's a bridge
What?
too far. We can go out on a date.
What? You are the only cowboy I've ever liked. What? Lovingly, the 49ers to the Super Bowl take. And yes, again, there are lips there. And it's always funny how these love letters are so huge. So, Brew, the 49ers have written the show a letter and you, and they want you to choose them to go to the Super Bowl if you so passionately defend them.
We're gonna pick the NFC West.
The West, at least today.
In an hour.
That was nice.
Whatever it is.
It was nice for someone else to get flowers.
We will see. But I appreciate the flowers.
Yeah, I thought it was very nice. Wiles doesn't like it. I think it's delightful.
49ers
I'm taking those home.
Take them home to your wife?
To my wife.
Yeah.
Who are these from? From the 49ers. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, flat brim hat there. What the heck? Shedeur moving up. Kenny Pickett moving out. Pickett traded to the Raiders to back up Geno. Browns now rolling with Flacco, Gabriel, and Shedeur after they released Tyler Huntley. So what does this mean for Shedeur and his really future with the team?
Well, I did see this coming. Pickett said yesterday he was getting traded for a late round pick. But it means he's third string, which is what he was yesterday at this time before the trade. But it does mean he's going to get a look this year. We've talked about their schedule. If we can throw it up, the Browns schedule. They could start.
You think they're benching multiple quarterbacks is what you're saying?
The only way, let me go through it.
Yeah.
You got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings. I mean, they could be 0-6 in short order. Then they got the Dolphins and the Patriots. If they're as good as you think, that they'll be maybe 1-7, if not 0-8.
Wow.
Maybe 2-6, but somewhere between 2-6 and 0-8, I think.
The projected
Probably
win
2 and
total's
6.
4.5 for the year.
Right.
So 2-6 feels fair.
So I think that bye week, and possibly sooner, if they're getting blasted in these games, they're going to go first to Dylan Gabriel. And I think he will go first to him. He's second string. Obviously, he had the turnovers in his first preseason game, but he looked sharp, and the turnovers were weren't his fault, you know. So he looked fairly good in the preseason. I think you can put him in there first. And unless, Nick, he is lighting it up and they're winning, then I think Shedeur will ultimately get a shot over multiple games if Gabriel doesn't look great. And so for Shedeur, what this means is you will get a shot, and you got to make sure you're ready. Make sure you know the offense, the operations, all that is under control. And when you get your shot as a 5th string or 5th round pick, you got to go out there and deliver, and there'll be no excuses. Because he's playing not only for the Browns, who might get the top pick in next year's draft and select a quarterback, he's playing for all these other teams too.
You want to go, K-Dog?
Yeah, well, look, Flacco hasn't played a full season since 2017. So he's one of the.
I mean, it's 20. I know Bru's a little shaky on this. It is 2025.
It's a long time.
That's a long time.
Right, so since then, he started a total of 52 games for 5 teams over 7 years.
Yeah.
So you don't want to say there's a chance the guy might get injured, but if you're an older quarterback and you haven't played, even then he was playing 16. Now he has to play 17.
How about the fact the Browns just haven't had the same guy start all 17 games in
That's good, too.
a decade.
In 19.
Yeah.
That being said, I kind of went through and I was like, can we just pull some notable 3rd-string quarterbacks
Purdy.
to get a good run?
Purdy's the only one. And he was 2nd string by week 3. Because remember, it was Trey, Jimmy, Purdy. Trey broke his leg in week 2.
So if it runs normal, like I don't know if you make another move. It's just like Tommy DeVito last year. He was 3rd string. He threw for 260 yards. Carr, Spencer Rattler, Jake Hayner was 3rd string. He threw for 250 yards. So I feel like we're building up this like, oh, and here comes Shedeur, where we are. You don't get a lot of runway.
Oh, I agree with that. Listen, but what those guys didn't have was a month for the start of the season. The owners say publicly they both have to play.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
so
No,
like
that's what it is.
that is what it is.
That's the only reason he's probably on the team. Let's keep it. Even though he looked pretty good, they traded for Pickett in March.
They traded for Pickett in March, and then somehow got a 5th back for him. Like I don't think there was a league-wide conspiracy against Kenny Pickett. There might be a league-wide conspiracy of whichever owner's the rudest has to trade for Kenny Pickett. Like I don't understand. He just keeps getting a 5th-round pick for him. But to me, what this means is, I actually find this to be a kind of bittersweet day for Shedeur. Because he really was just competing with Dillon Gabriel. Because they were never going to keep 2 vets. It was what we talked about before the year. Flacco and Pickett are competing to be the starter. We have now drafted the 2 young developmental guys. Whichever of those 2 guys doesn't become the starter, we're going to flip. You know what I mean? And so he just needed to beat out Dillon Gabriel, and he would have a real chance to be by week.
So do you think he won't get a shot?
I think now it goes similar to how you said, which is a weird shot. It's when the team is totally let go of the rope. They are on their 3rd quarterback. They are 2-11. You know what I mean? Something like that. But the door had opened. Gabriel's injury plus his struggles in practice plus Shedeur's week 1 preseason performance opened the door. He then gets hurt. Gabriel then in week 2 preseason, it again depends on eye of the beholder game. The stats are ugly. The Browns seem to be okay with it. They didn't blame him for the pick 6. You know what I mean? We didn't freak out about his fumbled exchange like Caleb's. It was different. You know what I mean? So, and then, but still, if in week 3 of the preseason, Gabriel had looked like Shedeur and Shedeur had looked like Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders would be the backup quarterback for a team right now that had just traded Kenny Pickett and has the 2nd oldest starting quarterback in the league. And so it was there for him. And this is, he wasn't able to take full advantage. Now it's not a death knell at all. Like you said, he'll get another opportunity. But that's what it signaled to me. Had they kept all 4, I would have gone into it thinking, all right, he never really had a chance to become the Browns' starting quarterback for a real part of the season. Now that I believe Dillon Gabriel will start more games with the Browns this year than any other quarterback. You know what I mean? Because because I think they'll move off Flacco. He'll get a long runway, and then at some point they go to Shedeur.
See, I think when they move off Flacco, Dillon will be first. But I feel like once they move off Flacco, they'll be like, okay, we're going to give both of them a shot. Unless Gabriel goes out there and is excellent from the get-go.
Weirdly, this is just on like my Joe Milton Patriots Week 18 win against the Bills. Bills are trying to lose. Joe Milton was the third best quarterback, or third string quarterback. Bills are trying to lose. Patriots trying to win. Joe Milton played one game. Like, this guy's pretty good.
Right.
And go to be the backup. I don't know if like 5 games is the best case scenario. You might want one great game, week 18.
Yeah.
One great game. Like, Shedeur's got it. Maybe look for a new spot.
Yeah, and then
5 games, some good,
what
some
backs
bad.
that up is Joe Milton's stock has plummeted since we've seen him in Dallas with more games.
That's the thing.
People,
yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The more you saw him, the more people were like, oh, that wasn't as good. Like, and I'm not.
I still believe in him.
I of course, yeah.
Once a Patriot, always a Patriot. Are we doing Stafford here?
Yeah,
of course. We got more flowers coming. Stafford's back from his bad back. His camp was hampered, but over our vacation, got healthy again. Sean McVay feeling very good. Do you believe the Rams are contenders? Stafford's back.
They're absolutely top flight NFC contenders. And I thought they were by the end of last year. I thought they were, and I thought they. Again, what do you take into a playoff loss? I think more considering the team they lost to, 13 yards away from beating, then annihilated the Commanders and the Chiefs, and they had beat the Packers pretty soundly the week before. And I also am now a bigger believer of the theory that I posited that Stafford's back did hurt, and they had an agreement.
Wow.
That
Okay.
come back and preseason for you will be very truncated. And we
can't throw the ball around to Devontae?
The timing, then it's very, very serendipitous timing. He's healthy just in time to get the full regular work to be ready for week 1. And so with a healthy Matt Stafford, yes, they're definitely contenders. And I don't think at his age he's ever fully healthy. You know what I mean? He wasn't fully healthy last year, but I felt they were contenders by the end of last year, as evidenced by the many flowers that they sent me.
No, they are not contenders. Wow. All right, and this is why I don't agree with your theory that they're just giving him a rest. I would want to see him throwing with Devontae Adams to get that timing right. So I think he was legitimately hurt. McVay had expected him to be ready for the beginning of training camp, at least according to McVay himself, and then the second week, and then it just dragged out. He's 37 years old, and that I emphasize old because he's an old 37. I think he will play. I think may miss some games, but I think his play will be hindered by his age and the injury. And here's why I bring it up. Even Matthew Stafford healthy, I see everybody putting him in the top 5 and this and that. He hasn't been that guy since the Super Bowl. Their record in the last 3 seasons is 22-18 with Matthew Stafford.
Do you buy big game quarterback though?
He's been good in some big games, but I don't buy this that he was cooking at the end of last year.
Oh, not at the end of the year.
Because going into his last 3 games, they clinched, so he sat out the last game. His last 3 games that they needed to win, which they did, they failed to score 20 points in any of the games. He failed to have a passer rating even as high as 84 in any of the games. He failed to throw for 200 yards in any of the games. He threw 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So I just think that you look at his numbers, look at his production. He has had big games, don't get me wrong. But overall, I don't think he's that same guy that led them to the Super Bowl a few years ago.
No,
I don't have them.
I don't want to see. It's a little. This is going to sound crazy. A little LeBron-esque. Way older, past your prime. Don't want to see you in the playoffs.
That's what I meant by big game. He was, though, after being bad the last month of the season, he was awesome those 2 playoff games.
Yeah, he came through in the playoffs.
And so,
I don't want to see him.
That's why, to me, they're real.
So you're saying they're not contenders?
I don't like older quarterbacks. Here are the older: Rodgers, Flacco, Dalton, Kirk Cousins, Stafford.
Yeah, but there's a big. Stafford just turned 37, right?
But he's old 37.
Okay, all right. He's literally.
You would admit.
Oh no, he's an older quarterback. I'm saying I think Flacco and Rodgers are old. I think Stafford's at the tail end of quarterback middle age.
Yeah, that's 2 guys had bad Achilles.
Yeah.
1 guy had a bad back.
Yeah,
they had to bring in some futuristic chamber for him. Predictions week rolls on. Last year, Garrett Wilson won the coveted first things first catch of the year belt. Barely edging out Xavier Worthy's Super Bowl touchdown that cut the Eagles' lead to 18 with under 2 minutes to go.
Such an ass.
That way he came in second.
We don't have a lot of time.
50-yard bomb.
We're way
The
late.
biggest
Let Brew
game.
give his pick.
Catch of the year, bro.
Malik, I'm staying in New York. Malik Neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
With the
I like
moon
that.
balls, he's going to
Yeah.
get a lot of opportunities. Jackson Dart will take some chances. And like we said, there'll be some throws that are off target, so he'll have a chance to go up and do something spectacular.
I think this is already locked up. I think it's done. Travis, earlier today.
Puns.
Come on. Brew, that's the engagement photo. This is what you missed by not being on the internet today. Brew.
That's great. I'm very happy for
I know you
that.
don't like me giving you your takes. You yelled at me about Brian Flores thing. If we do it again, you should be like,
Say, Taylor got the catch of the year. I get it, but she's not. She doesn't play in the NFL.
got you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.